manner. That includes showing and respect for your fellow fans, officials, coaches, administrators, and authority figures, and of course, your team. Let's make this contest great by remembering to respect the game. The officials assigned to this game have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Tonight's officials are referee Sam Jones, umpire Bruce Dunn, head linesman Lance Rice, line judge Jamie McCrae, back judge Eric Teeters, center judge Rick Moore Jr. Bloom-Carroll won the toss. They deferred. To start the football game, Heath will receive, and Bloom-Carroll will defend the north goal. Let's meet the starting lineups. Designated as the visiting team this evening, the 10-2 Heath Bulldogs, who hail from the Licking County League, making their 6th OHSAA playoff appearance.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Park National Bank, Dagger Law, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, Standing Stone Bank, Fairfield DD, North Body Shop, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Buckeye Toyota, the Carriage Company, Huddle Tire and Auto, the Fairfield County Commissioner's Office, South Central Power, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
1, 2, 3. Repeat after me. I'm a Bulldog.
I'm a Bulldog.
I bleed purple and gold.
I bleed purple and gold.
I stand for those who come before me.
I stand for those who come before me.
I fight for those who follow.
I fight for those who follow.
I sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears for my brothers.
I sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears for my brothers.
Together we fight.
Together we fight.
Together we come.
Together we come.
Together we win.
Together we win.
One goal.
One goal.
One dream.
One dream.
One team.
One team.
We fight.
We fight.
One goal.
One goal.
One dream.
One dream.
One team.
One team.
We fight.
We fight.
One goal.
One goal.
One dream.
One dream.
One team.
One team.
We fight.
We fight.
Who are we?
BC.
Who are we?
BC.
Samsung 3 ring.
1, 2, 3, check.
Football fans, keep up with the Ohio High School Athletic Association tournament practice.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Interface Video Productions Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker and our third member of our broadcast team, Marion Royster, down on the field. And I tell you what, if you're not fired up for tonight's game after watching that, then you need to check your pulse because that gets me fired up. It is the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs coming in at 12-0, taking on the Heath Bulldogs at 10-2 in this Division IV Region 15 semifinal matchup. And we are on the campus of St. Francis de Sales High School, beautiful Alumni Stadium. Glad to have you along with us tonight for this high school football matchup. Tim, it's going to be a great one.
Looks like a lot of athletes on the field tonight, Jared, which makes it fun for you and I. And to kind of put it in the right words tonight, it's going to be a dogfight.
Let's bring in Marion, who's down on the field. And Marion, of course, a graduate of Heath High School. This has to be bittersweet for you tonight, Marion. How's it feel being down there with the orange and brown?
It's great to be down here, Jared. Good to see the Bulldogs. Well, I should say the Heath Bulldogs, because we've got two sets of Bulldogs tonight playing. They, have reached Week 13 for the first time in school history, so that's very exciting. They're going to be electric. The community's been buzzing all week. I know that that from firsthand experience. However, Bloom-Carroll, as every week, they know they have something special to play for. In the midst of an all-time great season, potentially undefeated, and a state berth. So a lot riding on tonight's game. Should have good weather, about 40 degrees, pretty chilly. May have some rain on and off, but the teams and the quarterbacks no strangers to that, guys.
Tonight's pregame is brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals. Carol and Eric Whittington would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events in Lancaster. They are a small family-owned business and have been serving the Central Ohio area since 2003. They would love to help you plan your next event, weddings, special events, even corporate events, all with a personal touch. They can be reached at 740-689-6991. Let's get into talking about these two teams. Of course, Bloom-Carroll 12-0 under head coach Wade Bartholomew in his 8th season. You saw what he brings to the table, that energy. And, Tim, you got a chance to talk to him this week. What did he have to say about this matchup?
Well, the interesting thing, I had an opportunity to speak to both coaches, and I really appreciate they take the time to do that. But not one coach talked about scheming, X's and O's, this player, that player. They all talked about special things like effort and attitude and how you deal with some adversity when it happens in a football game. And we'll hit those points throughout because they both have some specific ideas that they're looking for. But one thing's for sure, they both know exactly what they're looking for and what they want.
The Heath Bulldogs come in at 10-2, coached by Tim Ward. This is his 5th season. He is a Heath graduate, played football at Wittenberg, and this is a football team that they went on to end the season a nice long winning streak to get to where they are now.
Yeah, they've won 7 games in a row, and basically it came from the defense really tightened up here late and hardly gave up any points and had a really I'd say impressive victory at Indian Valley last week because that's a tough place to play. They have a good football tradition. They went up there and beat them on their field.
Speaking of not giving up many points, listen to these stats. For Heath, they have outscored their opponents this year 415 to 177. They are averaging 35 points per game, giving up just 14.8. If you think that's good, listen to this from Bloom-Carroll. They've outscored their opponents 473 to 67, averaging 39.4 points per game, giving up 5.6. That's it. 5.6 a game. Check out this last 4 games. They've outscored their opponents 165 to 3.
Well, they gave up a field goal last week. They've really let down, obviously.
Oh, wow. So the Bulldogs and the Bulldogs set to do battle here from St. Francis de Sales High School. Glad to have you along with us live tonight from Alumni Stadium. Our keys to the game brought to you by North Body Shop, providing quality customer service, parts, and reliability since 1979. Owner Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty on each estimate. That's Mark North of North Body Shop. He'll treat you right. I want to get both of your thoughts, Marion as well as you, Tim, on the keys to the game. Marion, what are your thoughts?
Well, guys, first and foremost, I think with Heath, it's imperative upon them to really, try to get as much pressure as they can on KJ Benedict. He is a player that plays in rhythm, plays very well in rhythm, but Heath has some very, very good pass rushers in Keelan Williams and Gavin Postlethwaite. So their ability to get pressure on the quarterback and control the line of scrimmage will be key in this game. And then on offense, for Heath, really just want to see them, step up. They got some disappointing news earlier in the week. Their star receiver, Reese Huber, a senior receiver, will miss tonight's game with a shoulder injury. So it'll be all hands on deck. They'll be relying on a lot of those underclassmen to step up. But should be some really good games. So for Bloom-Carroll, just continue to dominate. This defense is legendary. We've seen one of the best we've seen in the area in quite some time. So they'll continue to want to do that.
Well, when I look at things also, and I agree with you, Marion, right up, the one thing about Bloom-Carroll is really concerned Coach Ward is how doggone consistent they are.
Yeah.
And he says you have to not, panic if you have an error or you make a mistake. You have to have the same attitude they have to hang with them. And I think that's a real key. And another thing, Carroll's only had 9 turnovers in 12 games.
Wow.
You somehow got to get them to turn the ball over and get them out of their comfort zone.
Tonight's kickoff is brought to you by Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school football. They've been serving the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. It will be Bloom-Carroll kicking off to Heath. Bloom-Carroll will go on defense first. They will defend the north goal here at Alumni Stadium. So they deferred to the second half. So we'll get our first look at the offense of the Heath Bulldogs, led by their quarterback, Bayless, who has, he's put up some numbers this year. 2,132 yards passing, 28 touchdowns. That's Braden Bayless, the sophomore QB, our second week in a row that we've gotten to see a sophomore quarterback.
Well, he's broken the school records for seasons, for yards, completions. I forget what else. He's just basically dominated everything, touchdowns thrown. And Heath had some good quarterbacks throughout their years, and he's taken charge of it and set a really high standard for himself.
McKee set to kick it off for the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs. We always have to qualify that. Oh, here's a muff on the kick. Went right through the arms of the up man, but Heath did fall on it right about the 30-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs of Heath will go on offense. Again, I say we're going to have to, every time we say Bulldogs, say who it is. We have to battle the Bulldogs tonight in this Division IV Region 15 semifinal matchup. The winner of this game will go on to face the winner of Meadowbrook and also St. Clairsville. We're going to be keeping our eye on that game as well. I'll try to give you some scores from that one. And the other one we're going to be paying close attention to for all of our Fairfield County folks is the Battle of Pickerington North and Pickerington Central tonight in a rematch in the regionals.
This is what Coach Ward wants to do.
Bayless back to pass. Great start for the Bulldogs right out of the gun. Right across the middle. They hit their receiver, Connor Corbett. That's a freshman catching that first pass. And listen for him on defense as well.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a year when Coach Ward said, this is a ninth grader. I about fell off my sofa.
Yeah, guys, and they're really going to be relying on him tonight. Of course, their star running back, Amani McCray, unfortunately suspended for this game. So Corbett, as a freshman, going to line up in the backfield the majority of the time, so they'll be relying a lot on him.
Yeah, there you just saw him go from the side of Bayless. He's going into pass route now. Bayless being flushed out of the pocket. Fires one across his body, almost picked off by number 11 for the Bulldogs. That is Andrew Marshall. But that's a dangerous pass. He was rolling to his right and threw back across his body to the middle of the field.
I think every quarterback coach in America will say, do not throw across your body back toward the center.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to go. You can see here, they chase him out. Coach Bartholomew really expressed it how good he is, though, when they chase him out of the pocket.
Yeah.
That's one of his concerns for tonight's game.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 for Heath. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Bayless has Corbett right beside him, looking to pass once again. And a nice pass, a nice catch over on the far sideline. That's complete for another first down for Heath. That's on the reception. That's Keelan Williams, 6'5", 203-pound senior.
Yeah, and on a whole team with a lot of great athletes, Keelan Williams might be one of the best ones. Basketball player, 6'3", actually 6'5" is what he's listed at. Just really game-breaking speed, can turn a game open when he gets open.
Saw a really nice replay of that catch. So Heath on the Bloom-Carroll side of the 50 now. Here's an end around, and that's going nowhere. Bloom-Carroll snuffs that out well. It was Mitchell McLean on the carry for Heath.
Mitchell McLean on the carry.
And it'll be a loss of about 1, I believe.
Yeah, great pursuit by the Carroll defense, forcing the whole thing lateral. People chasing the ball down. That's impressive.
For the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs.
2nd down and 11
Second and 11
for Heath.
Coach Ward, he wants to run a 2x2 or a 3x1 spread, but right now it's 3x2. There's nobody in the backfield.
Yeah, there's nobody. Trips to the right, twins down to the bottom, to the left. Bayless flushed out of the pocket. Look at this guy go with his feet. He's got a first down across the 30-yard line.
Hey, when people are playing man-to-man in the defensive secondary, that's open unless you have a spy.
Great run by Braden Bayless. Nothing was there. Good coverage downfield by Bloom-Carroll, and Bayless just tucked it in and ran. Here's the replay.
You can see here, he reads it well. Makes people miss. A little stiff arm there, poor tackling.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line. Corbett goes in motion, and a whistle and flags come in.
Dead ball, false start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, if there's anything that will snuff out a good drive in a hurry, it's penalties, and that's definitely one that Coach Ward does not want to see for his team. They've been moving the ball well here.
Well, they're going to move it through the air, Jared, for the most part, with people here not here tonight available, and they really like to get the athletes the ball, and they have them all over the field.
They do. Bayless back to pass again. Again over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. This time it was Riley Gould. Almost picked off after he bobbled it.
Guys, you won't see that very often. Gould usually really sure-handed, especially coming out of that slot over the middle. He's been reliable over the middle over the season. I'd be surprised if you see another one like that from him this game.
Yeah. Clay Dozer, the linebacker, on the coverage.
I think what they say is that he has hands of gold.
Zing!
Yeah. Second down and 15 for the Bulldogs. Bayless again looking to pass and tipped, which just threw off the vision of Gould that time. So the Bulldogs of Heath going to face a third down and 15.
Broken up by number 11.
Yeah, broken up that time by Andrew Marshall. And I tell you, on it again, this Bloom-Carroll defense just completely loaded all over the place. We talk about the secondary being so effective, and of course up front with Bloom-Carroll, but the linebackers, especially Andrew Marshall and Clay Dozer, I mean, have just had an outstanding season. Cover so much ground over the defensive backfield when they're back in their coverage.
Bloom-Carroll fans getting into it. We can feel the stands rocking up here in the press box. Bayless back to pass, nobody open, he's flushed out. Heaves one down the field and just out of bounds. And that'll bring up a fourth down and 15 for Heath. And looks like they're going to play field position game and punt it away. This offense of Bloom-Carroll, can't say I blame them here. Yes, you are on their side of the 50, but if you can pin them back deep, it gives your defense at least a little better shot at stop.
Yeah, well, they got 15 yards to go, so that's really not a good gamble at this point in the game.
Punt is angled to the right side, and it goes out of bounds. We'll see where they say that it left the field of play. Official marches up, and he spots it at the 20.
Yeah, that was Braden Bayless punting there.
So the 20-yard line is where the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs and quarterback K.J. Bennett will start from, and K.J.'s had a heck of a season.
Well, K.J. Bennett was the District Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. And Benedict, much like Bayless on the other side, will go primarily out of the shotgun. We have a whistle and a stoppage. It looked like the clock went to 45 minutes for some reason, so now they get it back to where it should be at 9 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, Carroll really spreads it out, to run the ball with Armentrout and Plants. They're both gained over 700 yards, so if you're playing one back and you're rotating people, you're looking at 1,400 or 1,500 rushing yards there, Jared.
Yeah. So Benedict out of the shotgun. Armentrout stands to his right. And Armentrout will take the carry. Good running room and a nice run on first down all the way up near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, they really created a nice hole over there on the left side of the offensive line for Carroll.
Dylan Armentrout, 108 carries, 761 yards, 7.0 per carry.
You see the replay right here as they're trying to get some tempo going.
Was that 18 or was that 15? I thought it was Armentrout, but it looked like it might have been an 18.
It was 19.
19, all right. That's Chase Plants then.
Yeah, Plant's usually the starter, and then they come back in with
Armentrout.
Armentrout, yeah, excuse me. They come with Armentrout sometimes. You might see Clay Dozer in the backfield as well from time to time.
They want to be the more physical team. I know Coach expressed that this week when I had a chance to speak to him.
Benedict's pass floats out there to Bo Weiscarver. It's complete, but it's going to be shy of the first down. So third down and 5 coming up for Bloom-Carroll. They'll go with no huddle, spread them out wide. Trips to the left.
Spread 3-2.
Benedict gives off to Carter Beppler. Beppler trying to get to the outside. A great job by Heath's defense, and they strip it away, and they recover. But a flag comes in late from the back. Not sure what that can be, but a good job by the Heath defense. They just strip it right out of there from Carter Beppler.
Yeah, Bloom-Carroll recovered.
Oh, did they?
Yes. I think you saw a beanbag.
Yeah.
You know what was interesting? One of the things that
it was a beanbag, orange and not yellow.
Yeah, Coach Weisgarver talked about, Coach Weisgarver, Coach Bartholomew talked about this week is Heath does a great job of making you try to run your offense laterally. And they did an awesome job right there. Just pushed it to the sideline and with their speed and athleticism run it down.
A flag comes in. Now they're going to call false start.
Yep.
On the offense, number 38, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's on the long snapper.
I think we saw one of those last week
Yes,
in the Bloom-Carroll guy in game 2, guys.
Yeah. Punt is away, and it takes a Heath bounce back up to the 44-yard line. So both teams with one possession of offense, and the Heath Bulldogs drove down, but then a penalty backed them up. Here's the replay.
Yeah, watch the pursuit of Heath's defense. Jared, they just get there.
Yeah.
They run to the ball. They move quick.
It was 22, Dalen McIntyre, that stripped it out of there.
As Coach Ward puts it, we want to play fast.
Yeah. Bayless back to pass. And he's going to be hit and dropped, and the ball's loose. I think Bloom-Carroll might have fallen on it. And yes, they did.
I don't know who caused that.
I think it was Luke Farrell.
Defensive player of the year in the district.
Yeah, and recovered the ball.
How about that? Bayless did a nice job. You'll see him here. He steps up. He felt the pressure, so he steps up. But then Farrell just gets around and comes from behind. Yeah, right there. So the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs in business here. And you're right, he did recover it himself. Caused it and recovered it. Luke Farrell, 6'3", 215-pound senior defensive lineman.
It's his 9th sack this year.
Wow. Benedict back to pass. Hits his man over the middle. It's a 1st down catch. A nice job by the receiver there. On the reception is Brandon Dodds.
You know what's interesting when we were looking at statistics and all these things? Benedict has completed 75% of his passes.
That's impressive.
That's impressive at any level.
Yes, it is. Here's Benedict. This time he's going to be thrown down at the 25, a loss of 1 on the play. So watch this catch by Dodds across the middle. I mean, this is one that, sometimes you can see receivers get a little bit antsy to reach out and catch that, but he did a good job.
He did.
Caught it, covered it up. He braced himself for the hit and kept a hold of it.
Brings up a 2nd and 11.
2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at their own, or at the Heath 25-yard line. Here's a pitch out, and that's going nowhere.
Again, lateral movement. Heath is really good.
Yeah.
You've got to play downhill versus their defense, Jared.
Plants on the carry.
Chase Plants was the ball carrier. Go ahead, Marion.
Very instinctive as well, this Heath defense, guys. You'll see very, very early in the play, if they see run, they snuff it out, they come flying, the linebackers and the defensive backs both.
You know, Coach Ward talked about he doesn't like to blitz a lot. You know, he'll pick and choose a few spots here and there, Marion, but he just feels if they play with, like you said, instinct and they play quick and fast, they're going to be effective.
Exactly.
Benedict on 3rd down and 15, looking to pass out to the far side. Nice catch for a 1st down over on the far side. On the reception, is that Dodds again?
Yes, it was Dodds again.
Real hard. I'm really struggling to see the numbers.
It's hard because they're shadowy.
Right.
They're black on gray. And they
Purple
got a shadow.
on dark gray, and just a shadow around them.
Yeah.
Here's a run on first down, getting him up to about the 10-yard line.
You got to remember, Dodds was an all-district receiver, first team, so they're going to go to him when they can.
Yeah, he runs great routes, guys. And Benedict on that play previously, you see, still continues with, very high completion percentage. Throws with such timing and accuracy. Just knew as soon as Dodds was coming out of that break, deliver it right where it needed to be.
Yeah. Plants checks out. Armentrout comes in. And here is Armentrout into the end zone for a Bloom-Carroll touchdown.
But again, playing north and south, you can do that. There's a penalty flag, I believe.
We have a Bloom-Carroll player who lost his helmet, so he's going to have to come off for a play. So I don't think there's a penalty. I think they were just waving.
Okay.
Colton Murphy lost his helmet somehow.
Well, we're both 0 for 1 on the penalties right now.
Trayton McKee on to kick the extra point out of the hold of Bo Weiscarver. And the kick is up, and it is good. So it's 5:01 to play in the first quarter. Bloom-Carroll on the board first, 7-0. Here's a replay.
Yeah, watch the hole, and watch how Armentrout reads this once he gets there. Benedict holds it for a long time. Now Armentrout makes a good cut to the right to get away from the defenders and just waltzes into the end zone.
I think that was his first carry of the night, wasn't it?
The productive one, that's for sure.
Yeah. So Bloom-Carroll takes advantage of the turnover from Heath on their last drive, set them up in nice field position, and they take advantage of it and drive down for the first score of the game to lead it 7-0 here in this Division IV Region 15 semifinal matchup. The winner moves on to play the winner of Meadowbrook and St. Clairsville, which right now St. Clairsville leads that one 7-0 in the first quarter.
Big thing I think for Heath is, Jared, they got to somehow find a way to also run the ball. You don't want to be one-dimensional.
Yeah, you're right.
It just puts all the pressure then on Bayless, and that's just too much.
If you're wondering about these two teams, of course, the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs play in the Mid-State League Buckeye Division, while Heath plays in the Licking County League. They're in the small division, but they do have 3 common opponents from this year on their schedules. They would have had 4, but the Heath game with Hamilton Township was canceled. So I'll tell you about those common opponents here in just a moment as the kickoff is taken back deep inside the 10, and Heath only going to get it out to about the 20. On the return for the Bulldogs is Connor Toomey. So here's the common opponents that these two teams had. Circleville, Bloom-Carroll beat them 46-0. Heath beat them 45-0. Liberty Union, Bloom-Carroll beat them 45-3. Heath early in the season, in fact, I think that was their first game, beat them 20-13. Fairfield Union, it was Bloom-Carroll over them 35-7, and Heath beat them 26-14. So three common opponents, but again, it's hard to take anything from that.
Yeah, it's how you match up and where you are at different points in the season. The thing that's impressive when you look here at Carroll's schedule is 3 shutouts in the last 4 games.
Yeah. There's the run that we were looking for, Connor Corbett, but nothing there. But you've just got to continue to try to establish that run.
Well, somehow, whatever way, they feel is best for their personnel to get the running game going, because Carroll is so good defensively anyway.
Yeah.
And I know Coach Ward was just so concerned about how doggone consistent they are. And they're a lot of seniors, so they're a very experienced team that lost in the state semis last year.
Right. Nice run here after a busted play by the quarterback, Braden Bayless. Shy of the first down by just a few yards. Going to bring up a 3rd down.
And guys, I would say Bayless, who's made so many improvements over last year, is really coming to his own. I would say his movement, his feet, and just his pocket presence as a whole, probably the biggest thing that he has improved upon from last year to this year. It's made a huge difference on the season. It's really just made him a more complete quarterback in every way.
There was the Heath schedule. You saw that big win over Newark Catholic in that LCL small school division. That's a big one.
Well, that's Newark Catholic's only loss.
Yeah. Boy, what a hit there. 3rd and 1, and they are not going to get it.
Well, how many people are at the ball, Jerry?
Yeah.
Both coaches talk. They pursue the ball well laterally.
Mitchell McLean just couldn't get to that outside. Good job by the Bloom-Carroll defense. And Heath's going to be forced to punt.
Mitchell McLean on the carry.
Watch here. Watch how they string this out.
Oh, he almost lost the football. I just noticed that on the replay.
4th and 2.
They're just chasing it down, using the sideline as a defender. They're just running them down.
So 4th and 2.
Braden Bayless.
Bayless to punt it away. Back deep is Weiscarver for Bloom-Carroll. It's a high punt. And it's out of bounds over on the far sideline. That's twice we've seen them punt, and I don't know if it's designed, but they're purposely keeping it away from Bo Weiscarver.
I don't think Carroll's had any situations where they've run one back this year. But maybe they're just trying to limit field position.
Yeah.
The wind hasn't helped, guys. It's kind of been off and on down here on the field.
Yeah.
Every once in a while to start to swirl up. It did actually right before that punt of Bayless, so that could have something to do with it as well.
That's true. You look at the flag on the north end down here. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty much blowing toward the south goal, but it does swirl.
Yep.
KJ Benedict goes back under center now. Hands it off to Andrew Marshall coming around. And Marshall pushed out of bounds on the far side. We have a flag down in the backfield. That's going to be a hold.
Andrew Marshall on the carry. There is a flag on the play. Officials indication
Get our
holding
official
the
call
ball
here.
against Bloom-Carroll.
We'll tell you who our officials are.
Holding, offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Let's a look at Jimmy Spires high atop the press box here at beautiful Alumni Stadium, but it is cold out there and windy.
No thanks.
He's braving the elements out there. Doing a great job, Jim. On 1st down and 20, it's a handoff up the middle, and might have gotten about 6 back there.
You know how many years he's done this is incredible, and how many times he's either been in rain or cold weather, windy weather, sometimes even snow.
Yep. We do want to say thanks to Tom Newbert, the athletic director here at St. Francis de Sales. This is an outstanding, beautiful facility, and the setup they've given us here in the press box, our own little booth with just a great setup. And
Dead ball, false start.
we also want to thank Tom Snyder.
Number 59, 5-yard penalty, second down.
As another penalty bites the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs on this drive.
Brings up a 2nd and 22
2nd down and 22 here.
at the 38-yard line.
Benedict looks like he will go from that shotgun formation. He's got 3 receivers out to the right side. Looking to pass, screen pass over on the far sideline. That's Dodds, I believe. And not a whole lot there. Great job defensively by Heath.
Good tackling on that play out there on the perimeter.
Benedict's pass complete to Dodds.
Looking down on that Bloom-Carroll side, looks like Aiden Kirby, an offensive and defensive lineman for them, is kind of limping around, struggling down there.
And McIntyre.
Being looked at by the trainer, so hopefully he's all right. 3rd down and 23 coming up. There's Kirby being looked at. Benedict looking to pass. Has this man over the middle. That's Weiscarver. Weiscarver still on his feet across the 50 and brought down right about the 47-yard line. Still shy of the 1st down, but this gives Bloom-Carroll a chance to punt it away and back Heath up a little deeper.
Yes, getting some field position here. Let me say a little thing about Aiden Kirby. Aiden sat out all of last year due to a major knee injury. You see the play right here. What a good pass, catch, and run. But again, they're going downhill, not lateral. And but anyway, with Aiden, he's back and played all year, and he is a senior, and he has been a stable player for them on defense.
It's a fake punt, and they've got the 1st down and more. Boy, that's a nice run by Chase Plants. That's what happens when you've got a running back who's also your punter. That's a weapon, but look, there's a flag on the play.
Holding on the offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty, 4th down.
That is 3 big penalties on this drive for Bloom-Carroll.
You know what we say about that? Watch this right here.
Right, was it right there?
I'm not sure. That's where they flagged it.
Plants back to.
You know, I got a chance to talk to, Coach Bartholomew, and I said, well, the one thing that I know over the years being able to cover games.
Wow.
Yeah.
He fair caught it. That was a line drive kick end over end. That's going to be tough for anybody to catch. He fair caught it and just bobbled it.
Well,
and Bloom-Carroll again will get the advantage of a turnover.
Yeah, he just misjudged the depth of the ball.
Yeah.
Anyway, Coach Bartholomew said, no, I'm not really a conservative play caller. And you see the replay here on the punt. I mean, that's one hop.
Yeah.
With an oblong ball, it's going to go funny ways. But he said, yeah, I've actually probably given my dad almost 2 or 3 heart attacks with my play calling. I said, well, I've never known you to be conservative.
Yeah.
Real quick on that punt return, guys. Toomey typically not the return on that one. McCray usually punt returning duty, so it may have something to do there.
Yeah. Right up the middle. Man, what a run right there. Again, that is.
That's Armentrout.
Yeah, that's Armentrout, 15.
I tell you, I really like that play. They did a little cross in the backfield, created a little false motion, influence the defense, as they say, one way and bring it back the other way.
So 1st and 10, Bloom-Carroll. Clock down inside of 15 seconds to play in this first quarter. Benedict again gives it to Armentrout, trying to get to the outside, and he's got to pick up about 4, but here's another flag.
And that's okay, but the bottom line is I think that plays into Heath's strength.
Penalty flag on the play.
Man, they have been burnt for holding several times tonight. After this call from the official, we'll tell you who the officials are.
Connor Toomey on the last.
Holding, offense, number 2. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We will have an untimed down.
So an untimed down here, as you heard. Let's get a look at those officials.
Sam Jones, the referee. Bruce Dunn, the umpire. Lance Rice, the linesman. The line judge is Rick Moore Jr. Jamie McCray is the back judge, and Eric Teeters is our center judge this evening.
So an untimed down for Bloom-Carroll. It is 1st down and 20 from the 28. Benedict will give it to Armentrout right up the middle, and Armentrout, man, he just running through guys, but another flag comes in.
On the carry. Brought down by Connor Corbett.
Wow, chop block. Oh, this one goes on Heath.
Penalty flag.
So we'll get the call here.
Chop block by the defense.
Add another 10 on that.
Yeah.
Armentrout runs like he's a galloping horse that's just gotten out of the corral.
Another untimed down.
So another untimed down. Not too often you see 1st down and 1. 1st and 1.
That's pretty good.
It's 1st and 1 at the 10-yard line at that.
How many untimed downs will we get?
1st and 1 for Bloom.
I've never seen 2 back-to-back.
I haven't either.
I can't remember of all the games we've done.
Benedict with Armentrout standing to his, flanking him to his right. He will give it to Armentrout, bounces it to the left side and back across and close to the goal line. I think he's going to be shy of the goal line by about a yard, but that's how the first quarter will end, with Bloom-Carroll on top 7-0 and knocking on the door once again.
Really a dominant first quarter for Carroll, even though it's only 7-0.
Yeah.
Got one in the first quarter. Carroll 7. Heath 0.
Let's give a big shout out tonight to Standing Stone Bank. Whether you're ready to tackle a mortgage loan or need cash for home improvements, make Standing Stone Bank the key player in your home or business financial plans. Business to business, neighbor to neighbor, let's grow this town together. Standing Stone Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And, you know, we want to give a huge shout-out, big props to Jeff Beard, the president at Standing Stone Bank. Today was his last day at Standing Stone, and Standing Stone has been a great partner of ours at Interface Video Productions for many, many years. And, of course, Jeff, big part of that. And we wish you the best, Jeff, as you move on to different things. And congratulations to you on an outstanding career at Standing Stone, and good luck to you in the future.
Yep, Standing Stone had sold to another bank coming from Circleville, and they're going to stay with us and stay on, and we're excited about that. But I can't say enough positive things that Standing Stone Bank has done for the Lancaster and Fairfield County community.
So as we head into the second quarter, it's Bloom-Carroll first and goal at the 1-yard line. Benedict. Hands off, and in for the touchdown goes Dylan Armentrout for his second touchdown of the night.
Well, he kind of earned the opportunity to get that ball right there. See his 12th TD coming up right here on replay. Just no challenge there. Have you noticed how much stronger Carroll is when they're going straight ahead,
yes,
or
I
even just
agree.
slanted instead of going side to side?
Yep. Here, our first half scoreboard sponsor tonight is Buckeye Toyota. Buckeye Toyota would like to wish all of the local athletes best of luck this season. Buckeye Toyota is your hometown dealer that's here to help. Visit online at mybuckeyetoyota.com. And we also want to say a big thanks to Jolynn Pugh from Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Last week we had the game down at Bern Union on Saturday night, and boy, Jolynn and Big Brothers Big Sisters, they set us up nicely with a great spread of food at halftime, and we couldn't be more appreciative of that, Jolynn. So thank you so much for that last week.
People like that make the world a better place, Jared.
Absolutely. So Bloom-Carroll on top 14-0 with 11:57 to play in the first half. Left to play in the first half. And checking that score from that other game going on in the Division 4. It's St. Clairsville leading Meadowbrook still 7-0 in the second quarter. Close one there. And checking that Pick North, Pick Central game. Pick Central leads that one 7-0 also in the second quarter.
Yeah, Pick North beat them during the season, so that'll be a really interesting battle.
And that's going to be a touchback as the return man's foot was on the goal line. So Heath will have the football for the, third time? I tell you, the drive that they had going on the very first, opening drive looked really good to start.
It did.
Then they had a penalty that backed them in. Even though it was only a 5-yard penalty, just kind of threw them off a little bit.
It did. They lost their rhythm, and you know, as coaches say, they weren't on time at that point.
Yeah. So 1st and 10, Heath. Again, spreading it out. They trail 14-0. Just under 12 minutes to play in the first half. Bayless back to pass. Over the middle. It's got his man. And a hard hit, but a nice job keeping a hold of the football by Keelan Williams. So, Marion, we've seen both teams run that across the middle. And give big credit to those receivers. They're standing right in there and taking hits.
Yeah, they really are. Keelan Williams, I already talked about him earlier tonight. Just a big target over the middle. Plays DN on the defensive side. We've already talked about him getting a sack earlier tonight. But just a big body, again, with great speed. And both teams, again, not having any fear going over the middle and making the tough catches.
Here is Williams again. Nice cut back there. And he lost the football as he was hit. I think Heath recovered it, though. Nice job, Johnny, on the spot there on the recovery. Was 84. That's Mitchell McLean.
Carroll player down, Jared.
Not sure if that was the man who made the hit. It was a hard hit. Oh, no, that's Plants, Chase Plants.
Let's see here. Boy, look at the pursuit, Jared. Now they get to the football. Yep, fell on his leg.
Yeah.
Doggone.
Tell you what, though, look, he even injured, he's still trying to scramble to get the football. We certainly hope that Chase is going to be all right. He's not just a running back for them. He also punts for them.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Coach Bartholomew out there, along with the training staff, checking him out. Certainly hope that Chase is going to be all right.
you know, we do these games and we do basketball and we've done some other things. I really just can't stand to see when players and athletes get hurt during an activity. And I'm glad he's up and he's walking off.
My guess is we're going to see him back on the field. I think he's going to.
He's got a little grin there, so maybe it wasn't quite as bad as it looked there.
You know, that's one of those where in the initial, when you first feel it, it's more scary, and you think it's worse than it is. So hopefully he'll be back, but good to see him walk off the field. And Bayless loses the football and just has to dive on it. Boy, that's a big loss right there. Going to take him all the way back near the 20.
Also on the injury front, guys, number 58 and Kirby, we talked about him on the previous drive, has his helmet on, standing next to coach. Looks like he might get in the game here later, but not in the game quite yet right now.
He's going to have to whisper in his ear probably.
And we've seen Bloom-Carroll on the offensive side. They've had several holding penalties, and we just wonder if not having Kirby in there, we don't know who the holding penalty's on, but you never know. That could be a part of it. Get a new guy in there. With some pressure, he might have some holding penalties. There's a completed pass, but not even getting up near the original line of scrimmage. The completion to Connor Corbett, but a fourth down upcoming for Heath.
You know what's impressive about that is how long that pass was.
Yeah.
For 5 yards, but he was right on.
Yeah.
Bayless was right. He nailed that completion, but it's a long pass when you throw clear to the sideline from the other hash mark.
So Bayless back to punt. And Bo Weiscarver stands at his own 46-yard line, ready to take this punt. And again, he angles it. And it's going to be down near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, this is a danger zone right now for Heath. Because Carroll, like we talked about earlier, they're so consistent, they're so steady, and they haven't turned the ball over. Less than one turnover a game this year. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
So right now, if the Bulldogs can somehow, from Heath, get something going defensively, get a sack, make a big play, or get a turnover. But, if you start to get down 3 scores, it's going to be tough.
Right. So Benedict will have I formation behind him. And he will hand it off. That is Armentrout.
Boy, he runs with a fury.
He does, doesn't he?
I love it. That's a power eye.
He's just 5'6", 165 pounds and a sophomore.
The dynamite comes in different sizes,
Here he is again. Armentrout has the first down across the 40.
Notice how he kind of skirts through and makes his reads, keeps his head up, has pretty good vision.
Benedict will come all the way over to the sideline, get the play from Coach Bartholomew.
Guys, and the thing I find interesting, again, with this Bloom-Carroll team, a couple years ago, with a different quarterback, Otto Kuntz, you probably would have saw Coach Bartholomew maybe go for the jugular, try to take a long hit downfield, and try to put this game away. But with a different cast of characters in this team, lines up in the I formation, continue to be consistent with that run game.
Yeah. Here's a pitch out to Armentrout. Armentrout cutting the corner. He's got some room down the near sideline, and a big hit knocks him out of bounds, but another first down for Bloom-Carroll.
Well, they haven't been able to get the corner very much, but they sure sealed it off there well.
Yeah.
Here's a look at it, Jared. Quick toss. Look at the people in front. 70, 68.
Yeah.
You got people out here blocking.
Look at them, all of them out there.
Yes.
They are so fundamentally sound and do well with things like that. Of course, I say that as they've had several penalties tonight, but stuff like that, 3 guys out blocking for their running back, Armentrout. Here's Armentrout again. Look at that little bounce out to the outside, and he's going to be dragged down this time. A good job. Once again, 84 on the tackle. That's Mitchell McLean. We saw him on the near side the last play, pushing him out.
Yeah, you're not going to beat Heath on the perimeter very much, Jared. They are really good at getting to the ball.
There's a look at Coach Bartholomew giving the play in to KJ Benedict. Coach Bartholomew in his 8th season at Bloom-Carroll. Last year they won 3 playoff games. This is number 3 here tonight. Second down and 8 coming up for the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs. And a whistle and a flag. I think that's on Heath.
Penalty flag on the Will. Encroachment to call against Heath.
That'll move them up across the 20 to the 16-yard line.
Hard count just got number 77, Austin Snedeker, on that one. Jumped off sides, free 5 yards for Bloom-Carroll.
And he's a big one. He, once he gets moving forward, it's going to be hard to stop. 6'2", 330 pounds. Benedict once again gives it off to Armand Trout, who gets inside the 10.
They're really handling
Plants on that one, guys, actually.
Oh, that was Plants, wasn't it? Good to see him back in there.
Yeah, no kidding. Here they go with some pace, too.
Here is Plants again. Following his lead blocker, bounces off of one tackler and gets down near the goal line. How about Chase Plants? He's that old school type player. No gloves, no sleeves, no tape or anything like that you see sometimes. Look at him, just ready to go. Benedict keeps it himself this time, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown, but a flag comes in from the referee in the back. You never see that call anymore.
Assisting the runner?
Yeah. Wow.
It's not permitted?
Aiding the runner on the offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. We play second down.
So aiding the runner, he said 65. We'll see it here. Oh, yeah, he definitely did.
Just can't put your hands in the back of
Right.
him. Yeah.
Didn't even try to hide it that time.
No.
So that's a good call by the official.
Yeah, kudos to the official.
So now they're going to have a little discussion here as it backed them up, second down and goal from the 8. Did you see how low Benedict got?
Oh, I thought his knee was almost
on
on the
look
ground.
like it, didn't it? And I'm sure that's something the officials have had to watch.
Bloom-Carroll.
If his knee's on the ground when he takes the
I need
snap.
the rule book.
Well, I tell you, they've just jammed it down their throat this drive, Jared.
Yeah.
Nothing cute, nothing fancy. Line up and beat them at the line of scrimmage.
We have a timeout on the field. Timeouts tonight being brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. Learn more at carriagecompany.com. Coming up at halftime, we will have our halftime band show. We will see the Bloom-Carroll Marching Band coming up at halftime. And tell you what, Shu, what's impressive at Bloom-Carroll is every sport they're succeeding. I mean, from girls sports to boys sports, and look at the participation numbers. I mean, look how many guys they've got on the sideline down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I was fortunate to be in a district at the end of my career that was very similar.
Yeah.
Whether it be boys sports or girls sports, succeed in everything. High expectations in the classroom, high expectations about conduct, and high expectations about how you put effort toward what you're doing.
Here's something interesting. The official, I thought I heard him mention something about the rule book when he whistled for that time. And if you look right now, of course, if we can get our camera down there are 3 officials. I think they do have a rule book. They're looking at a rule book.
Wow.
Over on the side near Bloom-Carroll's huddle. Yeah, the referee with the white hat.
Let me tell you,
he had his rule book out, and he's talking to Coach Bartholomew right now.
With football, I can't imagine trying to know all the rules.
Right.
But let me tell you this, as a baseball coach, don't ever ask or bring a rule book out to an umpire. It will not be in your best. So just don't do that, Jared. You can say some things and do, but don't ever walk out with one.
Thanks for the advice. So, yeah, they did. They looked at the rule book to make sure they got the call right. And it will be a second down and 8.
Well, like you said, that's something that's not seen very often.
Right.
And if you turn the TV on every weekend, we see people, blasting their way into the end zone. But he literally reached out.
Yeah, he grabbed his jersey and was pushing him forward, almost lifting him up.
Just not proper technique.
No. Yeah, I think there are ways you can do that without getting caught.
Well, it's like fouling in basketball.
Sure.
If you have the right technique, you can get away with a lot of things. But you cannot just be obvious.
So second goal from the 8. Benedict pitches it out to Plants. Plants inside the 5. Look at him go for the touchdown. Chase Plants into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs up 20-0.
That's a pretty impressive drive. No throws, line up, no people wide, Jared. Got 7 on the line, and it's just tight. And this is just power football. I mean, look at the pancake blocks here.
Extra point is up and good, and the Bulldogs lead it over the Bulldogs, 21-0 with 6:52 to play in the first half.
Fun fact, guys, not only do the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs and the Heath Bulldogs share a mascot, they also share the same fight song. In case you didn't pick that up.
Wow. I did not. That's interesting.
We're not quite as close as you are to it there, my friend.
I was so used to hearing this song when I was, in high school. So every time I hear it, I'm thinking, wait a minute, Heath didn't score. Oh, wait, no, Bloom-Carroll has the same fight song, right?
After all your touchdowns, right?
Well, I don't know about all that.
So Bloom-Carroll to kick it off, up 21-0 with 6:52 to play in the first half. Again, just a total difference in what we've seen out of Heath after that first drive.
Back deep to receive. Number 11, Connor Toomey.
Kick will be taken. Let it bounce inside into the end zone for a touchback. Second touchback in a row.
McGee's kick sails into the end zone. Touchback.
There's Nate Conrad down on the Bloom-Carroll side, the principal at Bloom-Carroll High School.
Pretty doggone good catcher in his day.
He was. I had, of course, coaching at Fisher Catholic Baseball, I had Coach, I still call him Coach, Conrad come out and talk to the team prior to last season about the run that he made with Fisher Catholic as the coach, the runs, I guess I should say, in the early 2000s, all the way to the state finals. Here's a pass downfield over on the far sideline, almost caught. Good defense there by Bloom-Carroll. That's number 7, Corey Casto. Intended receiver was Keelan Williams.
I believe when I had a chance to talk to Coach Ward, he mentioned that interesting thing, and you see the long pass here, Keelan Williams did not even come out for football until he was a sophomore.
Wow.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. As good as he is now, only playing since he was a sophomore. Bayless tucks it in, finally throws it. He was close to being across the line of scrimmage, but it's incomplete. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, and this Bloom-Carroll defense, guys, we've seen so many times this season. It's almost like they have 15 guys on the field. I'm sure that's the way Bayless is feeling right now. You know, he feels the pressure coming from the outside, steps up in the pocket, and there's 2 other guys there. But the Bulldogs, the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs, only have 3 down linemen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, again, they just pursue so well. They're so fast around the football, just great instincts, just a very, very tough defense. That's why they're one of the best.
It is not easy to cover 5 receivers out there, and that's what, you know, for the majority of this game, that's what Heath's had running out there. But Bloom-Carroll doing a great job. Here's a nice run down the near sideline. This is the freshman, Connor Corbett, all the way down inside the 30. Look at him cut back. And a great run there. Maybe some life here for Heath.
Now, the fact that you can run the football, I once asked a very good high school football coach, Justin Buttermore, who was over at Upper Arlington. I said, why do you spread to run the ball? And he goes, we have to block less people.
Yeah, that's true.
I said, duh, makes sense, doesn't it? And look at this, that's what Heath did right there, and a great run.
Really good run there for Connor Corbett. First and 10 Heath at the Bloom-Carroll 28-yard line. Bayless looking to pass. Over on the far side, that is McLean. And McLean inside the 20. Another first down for Heath, down to the 15.
Well, I think Marion gave Carroll the kiss of death like we do on our free throw right there, didn't he?
Well, guys, I mean, you have to remember with this Heath team last week down 20-7 against Indian Valley, scored the next 34 points.
Wow.
So, you know, they have the ability to come back. They just have to stay in this game.
You're right. Good call.
Well, this is big right here.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line for Heath. Here is Mitchell McLean again. McLean, and a good job pursuing. And a flag comes in from the back judge. The tackle was made by number 11, Andrew Marshall, for Bloom-Carroll. Did he get a face mask maybe?
Brought down by Marshall, but there is a penalty flag on the play.
Personal foul on Heath. Okay. I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
Dead ball, personal foul, offense, number 5, second down.
See if we can see it here on a replay.
Right there.
Timeout.
You know what he did?
Crackback block.
Yep, he got Farrell. Farrell came all the way from the opposite side of the defensive line to run that down on this sideline, Jared. Now you see why he's Defensive Player of the Year in the district.
Yeah. Good call by the official. They've done a nice job tonight. I know Bloom-Carroll's fans haven't been happy with a lot of the holding penalties, but I haven't seen anything that I mean, they're legit penalties.
Well, you hope teams get to this level by being good, and you hope so. Same as for the officials,
Sure,
because they're graded out also.
Take a look at how these two teams got here in the region. Heath won their first playoff game over Gallia Academy. That one 21-2. Interesting score there. And then last week they beat Indian Valley 41-20. I think that's 20. That's such a small print I can't even see it. Then last for Bloom-Carroll in their first playoff game, boy, they've really just not even been tested. But talk about, Shu, when you talked to Coach Bartholomew, last week's game at halftime was 7-3.
Yeah, he said Highland came in with a good game plan. They had played them early in the year like the second game, but he said they came in with a really good game plan. He said what he was most proud of is when they went in the locker room, there was no panic. Nobody was just, okay, we got to do a couple things different here. He says we're not real complicated. They play a 34 base defense. He says we don't blitz a lot. We talk about effort a lot, getting to the football, and we try to put our players in a position to succeed.
Bayless out of the shotgun. Second down and long. Another flag comes in. Is Bayless going to tuck it in and run?
Well, number 11 just ran in. The play was going. He just ran in off the sideline over there.
Braden Bayless on the carry.
I think if he would have just stayed still on the very sideline, he might not have caught it.
So Heath's drive going backwards. They got it all the way down to the 15 and then had a 15-yard penalty, and we'll see what this one is.
Just some confusion.
Illegal substitution.
Yeah.
The 11th player did not get inside the numbers prior to the play. 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
See him there?
Yeah.
It's one of those, they used to be able to do that once in a while. Sneak one in, hide him over here.
Yeah. I like how he explained that. He didn't get inside the numbers before the snap. Second down and 28. Bayless has trouble with the snap. Now he's just kind of running for his life, and he's going to throw it away.
He might have an intentional grounding on that one, guys.
Well, there was a tackle open out there.
Speaking of which, did you happen to see last night? There comes the flag late. Let's get this penalty, and then intentional grounding. But last night in the Dolphins and Ravens game,
intentional grounding on the offense. There was no receiver in the area. That's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. Okay, repeat the down.
Tunga Vailoa threw a
Right here,
little
right here is
screen
a
pass.
spot. Right here is a
They were
spot.
down inside the 10.
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
the guard caught it.
Third down.
And, man, he ran hard, rumbled. I mean, he actually got a touchdown, but, of course, it's illegal touching.
Did you see a play where he threw it to the back and the back threw it back to him, and then he threw it to the back again?
Yeah.
Now that's creative.
It is. Man, this is 3rd down and 46.
I don't think there's a play for that, Jared.
Bayless out to Corbett, and it's an incomplete pass. Just tried to run with it before he had it. Man, just a tough go of it here on this drive for Heath. That's 2 times that we've seen them tonight. The first drive, they had a nice drive going and then a penalty. This drive, get all the way down to the 15, and then 3 penalties in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Bloom-Carroll defense, as you guys know, they're good enough on their own. You know, you get 3 consecutive penalties, back yourself up over 35 yards. It's just unsurmountable for Heath, and they cannot have those unforced errors and try to expect to get back in this game.
So Bayless to punt it away, picked the ball off the ground. Here's another flag. And the ball's bobbled, but I think Bloom-Carroll got back on it. And it's a false start on Heath.
Number 18, Clay Dozier.
Well, he had it on and then he turned it off. I think he's got it backwards now.
I think we're right.
I hope so.
Talk to me on the radio.
I agree.
I'm not sure I ever said that on a ball diamond.
I think we're right.
No, I may have thought it,
Yeah,
but I never said it.
right. 1st and 10, Bloom-Carroll. Benedict hands it to Armentrout. Armentrout quickly up ahead, has a first down. Man, he runs hard.
He does. He runs with a purpose. And they've just turned this totally, even with one back, north-south, Jared, north-south.
Number 7, Connor Corbin.
Here's Armentrout again, right up the middle. This time, not a whole lot there, a couple yards. Clock rolls down inside of 4.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Well, and you guys see it's why it's such a luxury to have 2 solid running backs like Chase Plants and Armentrout there. You know, you always have fresh legs coming in. When the defense starting to drag, they've been out there for a while, you send a new guy in to just attack them downhill, fresh legs, and continue to chew up yards.
Benedict sends his man in motion, and a whistle and a flag comes in.
Penalty flag on the play. The legal procedure of the call.
So it's on Bloom-Carroll.
Brings up a 2nd and 13.
2nd down and 13. 3:47 and counting here in this first half. Here's Armentrout again. Armentrout into open territory, down inside the 30, inside the 20. And it is a first down inside the 20 for Bloom-Carroll. And Armentrout is still down over on the far side. That's not good.
No. Watch this run, though. And you know what he did so good, Jared? He bounced, but he didn't go real wide.
Right. See if we can see what happened here at the end. As he got pushed out of bounds. Maybe just rolled on there.
McIntyre on that last stop for Heath.
Tackle was made by 22. That's Dalen McIntyre. So hopefully Armentrout will be okay. Coming up in just a little over 3 minutes, we will have our halftime band show. And earlier I told you we'll have Bloom-Carroll Band. We'll actually have both bands tonight. We'll have the Heath Bulldog Band and the Bloom-Carroll Bulldog Band. coming up at halftime, so stay tuned for that.
And guys, if they play the same halftime songs by both bands, it's really going to be something creepy.
There you see Armentrout walking off.
That's good.
So checking scores again. No updates. St. Clairsville still 7-0 over Meadowbrook in the second quarter. And Pickerington Central at halftime leads 7-0 over Pick North. That one being played at White Field in Newark, and I hear that there are still people looking for parking places.
You can park at Newark Catholic and walk about a half a mile
That's
to
true.
get there.
As someone who drives past that field every day on my way to work, that joke really lands home to me, let me tell you.
First and 10 for Bloom-Carroll. Benedict with nobody out in the backfield with him, and oh, the center didn't snap the football.
5-yard penalty, replay first down.
That's 8 penalties on Bloom-Carroll this half.
Wow. For a lot of yards.
Well, 55 yards.
Huh.
We've had five 5-yarders and 3 10s.
Benedict rolling to the near side, looking downfield. Fires a pass. It's caught inside the 15-yard line. On the reception for the Bulldogs is number 4. That's Brandon Totten.
Brandon's had a really good year. You know, he's the glue of their defense from the safety. He makes the calls. Watch here. Benedict is so accurate, Jared. And they have good receivers, run good routes, and, you know, Marion brought it up earlier, their timing is so good.
Benedict again looking to pass. Fires one over in the flat. And again, it's Totten.
That was really good. He looked deep. He looked at the deep receiver in the corner, but he then decided to make a good choice.
Yeah.
And that's showing some maturity from the quarterback position, that's for sure.
Short game, but it did get him the first down. First and goal right at the 10-yard line.
Shows how well coached he is on that one as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, man.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, number 77. Half the distance to the goal. Replay first down.
Now that's their 8th, so we're 8-8 in penalties.
That's crazy.
I know.
And we're in week 13.
You would have never thunk it, would you?
No. So first and goal from the 4-yard line now. Benedict this time has Plants in the backfield with him. And here is Chase Plants, and he's hit right about the 4, falls forward to the 3. On the tackle for Heath is number 18, Caden Green. Brings up a second down and goal.
Plants on the last carry. Brought down by Green of the Heath Bulldogs. Second and goal.
Benedict back to pass, has pressure. Still looking. Gonna keep it, and lost the football. Heath picks it up. And there it is. Shu, you talked about the fact that they were averaging less than a turnover per game.
Yeah.
That's a big one down in the red zone.
Really great job by the Heath defense not giving up here. As he scrambles out here out of the pocket, looking, and people just kept attacking.
Yeah.
Really good job. If you count, Heath has 7 players to the ball, Jerry.
Mm-hmm. Somehow Heath got it out to the 4-yard line after recovering it. So it'll be Heath Bulldog football, under 2 minutes to play in the first half, trailing 21-0 on their own 4-yard line. Bayless gives it to Corbett, and nothing there. Bloom-Carroll will get the football to start the second half as they deferred. to start the game. Actually lost a yard there, so second down and 11 upcoming at the 3-yard line.
Great play there by number 59, Andrew Tyler. And you look at the 3-down lineman, Luke Farrow isn't even in on this drive right here just yet, and they're still playing well.
Pitch out to Corbett, and he's barely got out of the end zone up to maybe the 1-yard line. You could hear Coach Bartholomew running down there, timeout. I mean, that's smart. I mean, you're third down here and long.
Yes.
And you've got a chance to get a stop and get the ball back in good field position with a little under a minute to play.
Yeah, they could be punting out of their own end zone also.
Yeah, that's true.
And Bloom-Carroll's already been really, really close on a couple of blocks, guys, so anything is possible if they're able to stop him here on this third.
Our timeouts tonight brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. Learn more at carriagecompany.com.
Yeah, try to run a quick toss, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players right to the ball. 6, 7, Jared. They just keep coming.
Wow.
Both teams are outstanding at running to the football.
Yep. Coming up at halftime, we'll have our halftime band show. It'll be brought to you by Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Crematory and Monuments, family owned and operated since 1889. Check them out at funeralhome.com. The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, respect for tradition, regard for change. It'll also be brought to you by Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do too. The difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So third down and 12.
See what Carroll does here. They got one timeout left.
Bayless back to pass. And he's just going to tuck it in and run himself.
Smart.
And he gets out of bounds up near the 10-yard line. That was a smart play.
Smart to get out of there, but I don't know about going out of bounds.
Right.
He could have slid maybe and kept the clock running or forced them to take their last time out.
Boy, that's a dangerous play. I understand you're trying to get a first down, but a pass play with your quarterback in the end zone, a holding penalty there in the end zone, that's 2 points.
They just haven't been able to have a ground game at all.
Right.
So. Bloom-Carroll, you know, they're kind of like the Sharks. They sense the blood in the water here.
Bo Wisecarver back to receive the punt. He stands at his own 40-yard line. They have not punted to him at all today, and there's a whistle and a flag. False start on Heath.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Number 18. Half the distance to the goal, replay fourth down.
Yeah, by him going out of bounds on that last play, Bloom-Carroll was able to save their timeout for here on offense.
What was the ball at the 8-yard line?
Yeah, yes.
The goal on that last penalty.
Bayless gets the punt away, and this time they do punt it to Wisecarver. He's going to let it bounce and then take it on the bounce at about the 34. Wisecarver just trying to make something happen, and he gets up to about the 33-yard line. So 44 seconds for Bloom-Carroll's offense to work with and one timeout.
Now this is when Coach Bartholomew really likes calling plays. These situations where he's going to open it up and do whatever he can.
Yeah.
Watch the replay here.
I don't think he really wanted to take it on the bounce. It just kind of bounced right to him.
Well, he made a good judgment there, Jared. He backed off, let the ball create a little space, and Bo's a good athlete.
Benedict hits his receiver inside the 30-yard line. Still on his feet. That's Wisecarver up near the 15 with 35 seconds left. And in the first half, they'll stop the clock long enough to move the chains, and Coach Bartholomew saying, let's spike it here, I think. Maybe not. They're going to run a play. Benedict looking to pass. Hits his man. And he's down to the 10-yard line with 22 seconds. And they do take their last time out.
Benedict's pass complete to Dodd.
Timeout. Bloom-Carroll.
So Brandon Dodds was on the reception there.
And final timeout.
Let me give a shout out to both these teams, Jared. In this week ago, they had the all-district, Central District voting for each division in football. And between Heath and Carroll, 12 kids made first team.
Wow.
All district. Of course, we already mentioned that Benedict was the offensive player of the year, and Farrell was the defensive player of the year. But along with that, there were 13 other kids that got special mention from these teams. So we're seeing an awful lot of really good players and athletes on the field tonight.
That's impressive. So Bloom-Carroll will have it second and 5 coming up, but no timeouts left. The ball spotted at right about just outside the 10-yard line. So you have to either throw it to the end zone or get out of bounds if you want to even have a shot at a field goal.
Yeah, or inside the 7 so that they have to move the chain.
Right. Benedict looking to pass and just kind of pitches it forward.
Tried to throw it to me over here, guys. I'm not eligible. I promise you that.
You would have taken it and gone the other way, right?
About 25 years ago, maybe. Today, no. I'd have pulled something on the second step. Now, but just real quick on your point you were making earlier, Shu, I think a testament also is, these teams now, they spread the ball around so much, both Heath and Carroll, get so many other players involved, and they all rack up stats.
Benedict to pass into the end zone, and I don't think he got a foot in. He did a nice job going up and getting the ball, but how about the defense there? Was that one? Who is that, Marion, on the coverage?
11, Connor Toomey.
Okay, Connor Toomey did a nice job. Sure, I think if he's not pushing him out, he's coming down in the end zone.
Now you see the replay here. Does a great job. Just runs an out pattern. Pretty nice throw by Benedict, though.
Yeah, it was.
Threw it only where the receiver could catch it.
Trayton McKee comes on to kick. To attempt a field goal.
He's 5 for 10 this year, Jared.
It'll be from 27 yards. It's up and good. No, it looked good from here.
Sure
I guess it was wide to the right.
And again, guys, that wind started swirling just as he kicked that ball. Just really bad timing.
Yeah, we see the flag. It is blowing hard, isn't it? So 6 seconds showing on the clock for Heath. They trail at 21-0 in this Division 4. Region 15 semifinal. There's a look at the flag.
Well, that looked like a promising drive for Carroll there, and give Heath credit. They fought and battled and gave up no points.
Yep. Yeah, that's 2 drives in a row because the last one they fumbled down inside the 5. So, if you're looking for some positive to build on at halftime, there you go.
Absolutely. They just got to find a way to score. I know Coach Ward felt we can score on a lot of people, but, they've been limited a little bit tonight due to some people not participating.
Yeah. Bayless's pass is incomplete, and that's how the first half will end. So the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs off to a great start here in this regional semifinal. They lead it 21-0 over the Heath Bulldogs. We're going to take a timeout. We come back. We'll have our halftime band show, and you'll see both the Heath and Bloom-Carroll bands. That's all coming up next on the Interface Video Productions Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Hi, I'm Amy Iman with the Fairfield County Foundation. Local donations directly support the arts, children's programs, health and wellness projects, academics, and so much more. This month, we are really excited to be chosen as a recipient of Buckeye Toyota's Buckeye Cares program. That means Buckeye Toyota will make a donation to the Fairfield County Foundation with every vehicle they sell this month.
Thank you for calling Buckeye Toyota. How may I help you?
Fairfield Medical Center took care of me like I was family.
I was made to feel like I was the only person that they were going to see that day, even though I knew that wasn't the case.
Everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease.
I was there for 12 days, and I felt comfortable there.
We were people to them, not a number. They took the time to get to know us, our personalities.
Well, they saved my life. You know, how do you beat that?
I don't know how I could have gotten through it without them.
Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
We're keeping the lights on through the night with Kanye West, All of the Lights. To close out our performance, we bring you this crowd favorite of Fall Out Boys, Sugar, We're Going Down.
step down here, feel that wind blowing through here. As soon as you step down here, you feel that wind.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Heath Marching Bulldogs. The band would like to extend our gratitude to St. Francis de Sales High School for hosting us this evening and to our great supporters throughout the season. Thank you and go Bulldogs!
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910. We're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Tonight, the Marching Bulldogs present Now and Then. Our first selection is a playoff mashup. One song was released as the third single from the group's 7th studio album, American Idiot, and the other was released by Republic Records on April 28th, 2014. Here is Green Day's Holiday and Ariana Grande's Problem. conclude our performance with the chart that spent time on the top 40 Billboard Hot 100, #1 on the U.S. Dance Singles Chart, and earned the NME Award for Best Dance Record. Choreographed by our very own Lacey Bachman and Anna Sands. Raise your hands in the air like you don't care for our version of Cameo's 1986 hit chart, Word Up. Marching Bulldogs are under the direction of Mr. Rob Falvo, assisted by Devin Foster, George Gibbons, and Mackenzie Wilkerson.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
I'm Carrie Woody with United Way of Fairfield County. Our mission is to utilize all resources to achieve the greatest impact on our local needs, and this can only be accomplished through the local support and generous donations from businesses like Buckeye Toyota through their Buckeye Cares program. That means Buckeye Toyota will make a donation to the United Way with every vehicle sold this month. Thank you, Buckeye Toyota, for all your support.
Thank you for calling Buckeye Toyota. How may I help you?
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
into the Carriage Company and check out our sweet deals.
If you're looking for the best selection of clean, quality used vehicles, look no further than the Carriage Company. You'll feel secure with your purchase, knowing all vehicles undergo an extensive safety and service check prior to the sale. And all vehicles can be viewed online at carriagecompany.com. The Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
So wait!
My name is Ernest Elton Keaton, Ernie, 11th month, 15th day of 1947. I have a very interesting life. I worked for 51 years. It just come to me, what I wanted to do. Come a long way with all the pictures I've taken. I enjoy doing it to make people not sad, but happy. You know, and I have. I'm trying to do the best I can, be kind to people and everything. So I try my very best to do what's right and not wrong. It'd be a boring world if everybody did be everything. Same thing, same lights, you know. It'd be a boring world, I think.
Being a first-time parent is very nerve-wracking going into the hospital. You don't really know what to expect. The nurses, the staff, the doctors, everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease. They answered any questions we asked. They supported us through the whole delivery, the post-delivery, our stay in the hospital. We felt like we were part of their family. I wouldn't have put myself or my daughter in anybody else's hands. Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Park National Bank, Dagger Law, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, Standing Stone Bank, Fairfield DD, North Body Shop, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Buckeye Toyota, the Carriage Company, Huddle Tire and Auto, the Fairfield County Commissioner's Office, South Central Power, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
And we welcome you back to Alumni Stadium here at St. Francis de Sales High School in Columbus for our Division IV Region 15 semifinal between Bloom-Carroll and Heath. Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs lead at 21-0. And Tim, let's talk about that first half. I mean, really, the score, if you're just tuning in, the score can kind of seem a little deceiving. I didn't feel like it was that much of a runaway by Bloom-Carroll.
Well, the fact is, you know, they turned it into a power run game for the most part to get this big lead, but they've been stopped twice in the red zone, in the really dark red zone inside the 10, and, you know, it could be out of control at that point. So, you know, give Heath credit for not bending a lot but not breaking down there. But the bottom line is the Heath Bulldogs have to find some way to move the ball on this tremendous Carroll defense.
Yeah, they did that the first half, the first drive of the game. They moved it down the field, looked like with ease, passing the football all the way down, and then they were bit by a penalty bug there down around the 30, backed them up, and then it just seemed like it fell apart from there. But also give credit to Bloom-Carroll's defense. They changed some things up. You know, when Heath's coming out with 5 wide receivers out there, it's not phasing Bloom-Carroll.
No, I think he prepared for 4 because that's what Heath had done all year with a 3-1 or a 2-2, but now he's 3-2, just spreading it out totally with no backs. You have to make that adjustment. But I'm sure they've seen it this year, Jared, and the style of the football has changed so much with the spread offenses.
How about the penalty situation? That was something that was very surprising. I mean, out of these two teams, Bloom-Carroll coming in seemed like a very disciplined team, 12-0 for the season, been blowing teams out. Heath coming in 10-2. They're not really prone to having a lot of penalties, but both of them just really undisciplined play in the first half.
Yeah, Heath had 9 for 59 yards, and Carroll had 8 penalties for 55. So we had 17 penalties in the first half. And,
wow.
And between you and I, as we've been watching, I think the officials have done an outstanding job.
I agree. Let's bring in Marion. I'm trying to find Marion down on the sideline to talk about the upcoming second half and what it's going to take for Heath to get back in it, because as Marion mentioned in the first half, this is nothing new to them. Last week they were down big and reeled off 30-some points to finish off that game. Marion, you with us? I think he's still making his way back down to the sideline. So, Tim, how about to you? I mean, if you're Coach Ward, you've got to build on the positive things like what you mentioned with the 2 stops there toward the end.
Well, they did make Carroll turn the ball over, which they hadn't done all year.
Yeah.
And you've got to find some way to score points. I know that's been a strength of theirs here, especially in this 7-game winning streak that Heath comes in with. But the bottom line is you got to create. We saw a really good run by the freshman.
Yeah, Corbett.
Yeah, Corbett made a great run, got him down here, and then they just kind of self-imploded.
Yep.
But that's what they've got to have. They've got to have a run, even if it's 2 passes for every run. They got to work it in somehow to keep Carroll's defense balanced. But if they're one-dimensional, the Carroll kids, they're just going to unload defensively.
Yeah. So it will be Bloom-Carroll to start the half with the football. They'll be receiving this second half kickoff as they won the toss at the beginning of the game and deferred to the second half. So that's a bonus to them as they are up 21-0, and we'll get to start the second half with the football. And, Shu, this is nothing new to Carroll. They've been up like this in several games, but I'm sure, Coach Bartholomew addressed some things at the half, especially those penalties.
Wow, yeah. A lot of those were illegal procedure and
holding, a lot of holding.
That you just got to clean that stuff up right now. You won't have success down the road. But the bottom line is both teams know what they want to do. It's whoever can push their will on the other team.
Second half kickoff will be taken by Bo Weiscarver over on the far side, coming to the near side and just tripped up just outside the 20-yard line. And it looks like a player for Bloom-Carroll getting up slowly. It looked like he's the one that accidentally tripped his teammate. That's number 3, Carter Beppler. So Bloom-Carroll starts on offense at about their own 23-yard line. Saw some good running in that first half from Bloom-Carroll out of their 2 running backs. Dylan Armentrout and Chase Plants, both those guys had big first halves.
Yeah, as we said, they're both over 700 yards this year, so they're very effective as a pair.
Plants will start out this half in the backfield behind or flanking KJ Benedict to his left. Benedict looking to pass, hits his receiver. That's Weiscarver across the 30 and brought down just shy of the first down marker at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, I said in the first half, Bo's had a heck of a year. He made first team all-district defense, but he's also a weapon on offense, as you saw right there.
Second down and 1. Corbett made the tackle, and here's a run right up the middle, and a good one at that for Chase Plants.
Jared, he hit that hole.
Was it yeah, it was Plants.
He hit that hole so ready to go, and the line made really came off and out of their stance, and that's just outstanding right there. Look at the replay right here. Watch the timing of this. Bam, and he's right there to the hole.
Benedict back to pass, back to live action, and it's incomplete, intended for Brandon Dodds. Second down and 10 coming up.
One thing Coach Bartholomew mentioned is they are 50-50, and he will run or pass regardless of what the defense giving you.
Yeah.
And he just said, we'll take what they give us, but we are going to be 50-50 in the game.
And it really seems like it doesn't matter what the down or distance is either.
No, with him, he told me that. He said, we could be 3rd and 11, we'll run the ball if we think that's where the strength or the opening is.
Like this right here, second down and 10. They run it for about 4.
Yeah, he took a chance on first down. You throw passes incomplete. Now you got 2 plays to make 10 yards. But no, he's a super play caller, and like I said, he has no fear.
3rd down and 6 coming up, and this is a big play right here defensively for Heath. If they could get a stop,
3rd and 7.
Build a little momentum. Benedict takes the high snap, floats one out to Dodds. He's got the catch in the 1st down and more. Dodds out across the 40, inside the 35, and finally brought down about the 33-yard line of Heath.
Benedict's pass is complete.
Just a lot of athletes on the field, hard to defend.
Yeah.
And with Carroll being effective in the running game, that just makes it this much easier here, Jared.
Benedict is so good on the run,
sure is.
Rolling out.
Well, we talked about his accuracy and his effectiveness in the first half of being 75% completion rate.
Here's Plants again on the run inside the 30.
I don't think we've had anybody that kind of completion rate for a long time.
No.
Most of the time when we get an opportunity to look at high school player stats, that if they're 55 to 60%, we consider that pretty doggone good.
A lot of coaches in the area and in the region were excited when Otto Kuhns graduated, but guess what? Here comes KJ Benedict.
He's had a great year.
Yes, he has. Benedict hands it off to Plants. And a good tackle, lowered the shoulder. That's Riley Gould, but I tell you, Plants still goes forward and drags him a little way for a 1st down. And Plants going to check out.
They just look like a well-oiled machine right now.
Yeah, they do. Dylan Armentrout checks back in for Bloom-Carroll. Benedict looking to pass. Has a man out there. It's caught by Wisecover, but good job defensively. That was 84. Once again, Mitchell McLean. He's had a big night tonight, both offensively and defensively.
That's a really good tackle.
It almost looked like, from our angle, if you see here, it looked like he wanted to come up and make the interception, but I think he did the right thing. And, yeah, he was not going to make that interception, so he held back and just made the tackle.
Made a really good tackle in space.
Played well to come off the other receiver he was covering, guys, as well. Great anticipation.
Yeah, if he tries to jump that route, that's a touchdown. Inside the 5 goes Wisecarver. No, that's not Wise. That's Armin. No, that's number 4. They've got so many weapons out there. Brandon Totten this time. And look here, a whole new 4 or 5 guys check in.
Yeah, they're just hard to defend. And I think the unsung part of all this is their offensive line.
Yeah.
Jared, it's been tremendous.
1st and goal inside the 5 for Bloom-Carroll, and a whistle and flags and a false start on the Bulldogs.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 19, 5-yard penalty, replay 1st down.
Plants just left a little bit early.
Brings up a 1st and goal at the 7-yard
So
line.
1st and goal from the 7 now. 8:20 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Bloom-Carroll on top 21-0. Benedict hands it off to Plants. Plants rolls down inside the 5. Still no whistle, still on his feet, and finally brought down at about the 2.
Good old rugby scrum right there.
Yeah.
Plants on the carry. Brought down by number 18.
So 2nd down and goal at the 2.
Number 4.
They've had the ball for over 4.5 minutes here. They have just kind of done what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Dylan Molpus.
Benedict low under center as a flag comes in. And it's going to be offsides on Heath.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, number 5, half the distance to the goal, replay 2nd down.
I think the tone of his voice is he's had enough of the penalties also.
I agree. Here's a handoff and a touchdown for the Bulldogs. It's Chase Plants getting in for the touchdown.
Boy, those duo backs are outstanding for Carroll. And like Marion brought up earlier, they're fresh. They're always fresh.
Right.
Well, as he's trucked the defender into the goal line on that one, guys, you just heard the whole silence, just ooh, as he went into the end zone. It was pretty impressive.
So Trayton McKee on to kick the extra point, and it is good. Just inside that left upright to make it 28-0 with 7:14 to play in the third quarter.
Bloom-Carroll 28.
See the replay right here. See if we can find out what. Oh my!
Oh, wow!
He delivered the mail. That's for sure.
He definitely did. That was over the leading tackler for Heath. That was Connor Corbett taking the brunt of that hit.
Yeah, remember, Connor's a 9th grader. He'll remember that one.
Yes, he will.
But it'll make him better, guys.
That's right. Maybe he'll start to deliver them next year.
I bet he's already delivered a few himself, even as a freshman on the season. I can guarantee you that.
Well, some scoring has picked up in the other two games that we are tracking tonight. St. Clairsville now leads Meadowbrook 21-0 in the third quarter, and Pickerington Central has picked it up. They lead it 27-7 in the third quarter over Pickerington North.
That really doesn't surprise me as Central gets better every year toward the end. Jay
You're
Sherritt,
right, they do.
He does. He's got a way and a style of getting his team better every year.
McKee's kickoff. He has had 2 touchbacks tonight. This one will be taken at the 2-yard line. I believe it is Corbett on the return, getting out across the 20 and driven backwards.
Actually, Bayless on the return.
It was Bayless, yeah.
Now
Not
that's
too
a first.
often you see your quarterback returning kickoffs.
I was going to say, that's a first for me in a long time.
So we'll see what Coach Ward's offense comes out with here, trailing 28-0 with 7:07 to play in the third quarter.
Marshall on the tackle.
We were kind of speculating at halftime where the next round, the regional final game, might be played, and we kind of come to the conclusion that regardless of who wins either one of these games, this one or the Meadowbrook-St. Clairsville game, that looks like it could possibly be at Zanesville, which is a beautiful Salzburger Stadium. And here's a nice run on first down for Heath, getting up near first down yardage.
Yeah, I think Coach Ward, you got to really challenge your kids now. You may not win the game being down 28-0 midway through the third quarter, but you got to challenge them to compete and play better than they have been.
Right.
Andrew Marshall of Bloom-Carroll, but now
It was a first down, so 1st and 10. Heath at the 31. Bayless sends a man in motion, gives it to him. That is Mitchell McLean, and dragged down after a short gain.
It's just very difficult to get around the corner on these teams. Seen it happen just a couple times.
Yep.
But they both pursue so well, they play so hard,
Mitchell McLean
and have great effort laterally.
Yeah, and really textbook play there, right there on that one, guys, by Plants. Just did a great job of managing the block by the offensive player there, able to fight off the block, get around there, make the tackle. Just a fantastic job.
On second down, that pass is incomplete, just a little bit low for intended receiver Keelan Williams. You saw it down on the sideline for Bloom-Carroll. They've got size up and down the sideline even. That's 6'7", 277-pound Will Green, who's a junior.
Ball's incomplete. Brings up a third down situation.
This is a team that, again, you hear it seems cliche, you hear it all the time about teams that they don't rebuild, they reload, but it really is true with Bloom-Carroll, it seems, and Coach Wade Bartholomew.
Well, it's a funny thing when you get a program going, Jared. They first of all, there's no confusion. They know what's expected and what they're doing. And, when I spoke to both coaches this week, the most impressive thing was that neither coach talked about, this offense and that defense, and they talked about doing things right.
Yeah.
And I know Coach Ward gave a great compliment to Bloom-Carroll, and he says they don't do a lot of things, but what they do really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing that tonight.
Yeah.
And he said, and they have enough seniors that are mature enough, have been through the battles, that they just carry them if things aren't going the way they want.
Punting situation here for Heath. Wisecarver stands at his own 35-yard line to receive it. Really nice kick this time.
Real nice.
By Bayless. And Wisecarver backs up and takes the fair catch at the 27-yard line. Best punt of the night we've seen from Braden Bayless. So Bloom-Carroll goes back on offense, leading at 28-0 with 5:04 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, that punt couldn't come at a more crucial time, guys. Again, 28-0. You know, the Heath Bulldogs know that this is the drive they really have to. If they have any chance of coming back in this game, they cannot let Bloom-Carroll drive the length of the field. Makes it tougher. Hopefully, you know, with this 80-yard drive, they'll be able to, you know, keep them away.
Yeah. Benedict this time has Armentrout flanking him, and he takes the handoff. Short gain on the play. Like 18 getting in there and getting a part of that stop. That's Caden Green.
Armentrout on the carry.
Clock rolls down inside of 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Benedict to pass. It's complete out to number 11, Andrew Marshall. And Marshall's still going. Look at this. He caught it at about the 35 and was wrapped up there, but gets another almost, 7 yards?
Yeah, it's really tremendous to watch their effort. You know, I know Coach Bartholomew and all coaches stress that, but sometimes how you stress it, watch this right here. How you stress it and how you reinforce it over and over. Look at that, he's not giving up.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs, that is, at the 41-yard line. Benedict hands it off to Armentrout. Look at him just spin off of tacklers. Yeah, he only got 1 yard, but man, he could have been wrapped up in the backfield.
Yeah, and that was a real good effort by the Heath defense. Made a lot of penetration. And again, they do a great job of pursuing the ball. You know, Carroll's just been that much better.
Brought down by number 22, Dalen McIntyre. Brings up a second and 9 at the 42-yard line.
Benedict rolls to the near side, has his receiver up to the 50-yard line, close to another first down. That's Brandon Dodds. No, is that?
Benedict's pass
that's a
complete
29?
to number 28.
Yeah, it was Brandon Dodds.
Brought down by number 5, Riley Gold of Heath.
Third down and 1.
He's going to throw it, Jared.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
Nope.
It's Armentrout. Oh, he's hit, and I don't think he got the first down. He did not. He's up to the 50, and he needed to get just beyond the 50. What a job by the Heath defense there.
Well, guess who?
And goal, short of the first down.
Yeah, number 18, Caden Green, again in the backfield there, guys. He's just having a tremendous night.
He's been good.
Yeah.
And he is so active. I love watching him play.
Bloom-Carroll going to go for it, and Benedict just keeps it himself, and I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, he does.
KG Benedict on the
Here come 4 new players.
That results in a
Will Green that we talked about earlier, 6'7", he's now in. Over on that right side of the line.
If you're not sure where he is, he's a head taller than everybody else.
At the 48-yard line of Heath.
Benedict will have Plants with them now in the backfield, who's back into the game. They rotate Plants and Armentrout really well. Both those guys pretty equal in their running. High snap. KJ Benedict just does a nice job to bring it down, and he does the right thing, just kind of falls on it as he had pressure from that far side coming in. That's Keelan Williams.
Brought down by number 18.
You watch him just, yeah.
Green. Second and 16 at the 46-yard line.
Hard snap count. You could hear it up here and almost got him to jump off. They've done that a couple times tonight. Benedict gives it to Armentrout right up the middle. Uh-oh, the official got in that one big time. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But he's up. Wow.
Unfortunately, the umpire that is in that position sometimes gets involved.
Yeah, he had nowhere he could go.
No.
Brought down by goal.
Might want to
Watch
take
the replay here.
Take a couple steps back.
Oh, man, he took a hard shoulder.
I think I want to be the back judge.
Third and 7.
Third down and 7 for Bloom-Carroll at the 45-yard line. Benedict gives to Plants, I believe, this time.
What they do is they fake the
Chase Plants on the carry.
receivers coming across in motion and then give to the back. I think they're going to punt it.
Yeah, he did not get the first down, so it'll bring up a 4th down and 2. And looks like time will run out here in the third quarter. They will just let it run down. And that'll send us to the fourth quarter with Bloom-Carroll up 28-0, facing a 4th down and 2.
Let's give a big thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to Larry Tipton and the crew for great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's all at Buffalo Wild Wings in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. Sounds pretty good right now.
Yes, it does. Also want to say thanks to our second half scoreboard sponsor, which is Buckeye Lake Marina. If you're looking for a new boat, a great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. More information can be found at buckeyelakemarina.com. So 4th down and 2 coming up for Bloom-Carroll. Out of the quarter change. They just had a 4th down just a moment ago and went for it. It was 4th and 1, and KJ Benedict kept it himself. And here they hustle up to the line again, and they're going to go for it again. Or they're going to try to draw them off sides. And look, Heath was lined up offside. They didn't jump. They were just lined up in the neutral zone.
Yeah. Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, number 11. 5-yard penalty. That yardage will result in a first down.
So it is a first down for Bloom-Carroll.
Guys, we don't have to say it, but that is not the first time that they've done that tonight, or the second, I believe. Just, again, the unforced errors, the pre-snap penalties. I've said it again before tonight. Bloom-Carroll's good enough, guys. You know, when Heath, makes unforced errors, pre-snap penalties like that, they're almost unbeatable, virtually unbeatable.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for Bloom-Carroll out of the penalty, gives them the first down. Armentrout to the left of Benedict. Here's Armentrout, shot out of a cannon up the middle, and almost another first down up to the 25, and a late flag comes in. We have a Bloom-Carroll player who's injured.
Brought down by number 18.
Calling a personal foul?
Yeah, they did. And it was late. I didn't see it. I don't know if it has anything to do with the player that's
Dead
injured
ball,
right now.
personal foul, number 77 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal line. It's going to be a first down.
I know Coach Ward just took him off the field.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Hey, while we've got a player down for Bloom-Carroll, we mentioned a little bit ago that our Marion Royster is an alumnus of Heath High School. He was a Bulldog, and a very good one at that, a multi-sport athlete. And look at that. Look at that picture that was sent to us by some folks who are watching us tonight. Man, look, he looks like a burly running back.
Like Jim Brown. Brown jersey and orange helmet.
You guys have to remember, back in the mid to late 90s, it was having the big pads was the thing. Now everybody wants to slim down and sleek down for speed. I wanted the biggest shoulder pads I could find. I think I had rib pads on and thigh pads probably about as big as plates. So I just looked big as opposed to only being about 180 pounds
I
at
don't
the time.
know. Look at the guns, man. And, of course, Marion went on to a very nice career at Ohio University. Played for the Bobcats, and Coach Jim Grobe, right, Marion?
I did, yes. Coach Jim Grobe was a good coach, good man. Learned so much about life and football from him. Just an excellent staff. Was fortunate enough to be able to play for him right up before he went to Wake Forest, and had tremendous success there in the ACC as well.
That's what it's all about. You know, we talk so much about the on-field stuff and wins and losses, but at the high school level, at every level.
Sideline warning. Defense.
At every level, it's about so much more than that. All sports, about life lessons, and so it's great to hear you comment on that, Marion, and your career and what you learned from both high school and college.
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to play for so many good coaches, the high school and college. Just really great.
Yeah. Just tripped up was Armentrout. He would have been into the end zone for an easy touchdown, but number 24 for Heath just got a hand on him. That's Paul Gold.
He just looks like he's coming out of a paint gun.
He does, so fast.
I mean, he's hitting the line on time at the hole, so that hole only has to be there for just a split second.
It does not take him long to get up to top speed.
I love it.
Second down and 3 at the 6-yard line. Benedict again gives it off, this time to Armentrout again, and no gain on the play. Third down and 3 coming up from the 6.
Carry brought down by Connor Corbett of the Heath Bulldogs. Dozer on that stop.
KJ looks to the side to get a different play call on third down and 3 at the 6-yard line. Looking to pass, has his man wide open in the end zone, and it's a touchdown for Carter Beppler and the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs.
Just a great job of being patient by KJ Benedict.
Yeah.
But that only happens with a good line. And I'm just really, really impressed with their offensive line.
So on to kick the extra point, Trayton McKee. Out of the hold of Bo Wisecarver. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:59 left to play in the ball game, Bloom-Carroll up 35-0 on the Heath Bulldogs, and we will have a running clock for the second half.
Let's give a big shout out to those players on the line. You know, everybody hears the receivers, the quarterbacks in the back. Left tackle Jaden Ball, Mitchell Shadwick in left guard, Colton Murphy at center, Kevin Tyler is the right guard, and Dylan Chittum is the right tackle. And they have just been outstanding tonight. And there's three from the left guard to the center to the right guard are seniors.
Wow.
And that's why you have some success right up the middle.
Yep. Checking the scores, St. Clairsville all over Meadowbrook now 28-0 in the fourth quarter. So it's looking more and more evident that it'll be Bloom-Carroll and St. Clairsville in the regional final next week. And we don't know where, but we can speculate that maybe around the Zanesville area.
I would venture to say you're correct. I also think that maybe they played last year. I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure whether Carroll and St. Clairsville played last year, because the Red Devils of St. Clairsville always have a good football team.
They're 11-1 right now, so they could come in at 12-1. Bloom-Carroll could come in at 13-0. That's going to be a heck of a matchup. Kickoff is bobbled, and making something out of nothing was the return man for Heath. And again, that's their quarterback, Braden Bayless. The other score, Pickerington Central still up 27-7 over Pickerington North in the fourth quarter to avenge what looks like they're going to avenge that earlier loss in the season to Pickerington North.
Yeah, I watched North play Gahanna last week, and North had a tough time, but they end up pulling it out over a very good Gahanna team. So it lined up for a really big match tonight. But as I said, Central just gets better and better as the season goes on.
So 1st and 10 coming up for Heath. They trail at 35-0 with a running fourth quarter clock. Bayless back to pass. Lofts one down the middle of the field and overthrows his intended. Actually, I think that Keelan Williams, slowed down.
Yeah,
I think if he keeps running, he has that.
Yeah, he didn't really judge the distance of the ball. Neither did the defensive back either.
Overthrew both of them.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, guys, as a former receiver in college, that is the one thing that you have to always, trust your quarterback, run through the, if you see that ball up in the air, continue to run full speed, because, the quarterback's job is to deliver the ball there, run up underneath the ball, make sure you, give a valiant effort.
2nd and 10. Look at this play. Bayless to pass and hits his man. That's Mitchell McLean, for a first down.
Hey, why not?
Yeah. So we'll see here. It starts with McLean. Bayless gives it to McLean. And then McLean's going to end with it.
They call those flea flickers.
Yeah.
It was a short pass for a flea flicker, but it was a flea flicker.
Bayless again to McLean. Up to near the 40-yard line.
Tell you what, he did a great job also being patient. We talked about KJ Benedict down here on the touchdown.
Yeah.
He did a good job of letting the receiver find the hole in the zone back here.
Right.
And delivered the ball. Good job.
Yeah, let that linebacker clear on that play and held the ball just long enough, to allow him to come open. You're absolutely right, Shu. Great job by Bayless.
2nd and 2. Bayless steps up, and over on the far sideline, it is Keelan Williams on the reception. Keelan up across the 50 and inside the 45-yard line.
Hey, doing the cha-cha, he got 5 extra yards there.
Yeah, he was just standing over there wide open. Nice job by Bayless to find him. Eluded the pressure and delivered a nice pass over to Keelan Williams.
Did you notice that all the Heath players have their name on the back of the jersey, and they're all named the same?
I did.
I like it.
Yeah. Corbett resets to the right side of Bayless. That's a sophomore quarterback, a freshman running back. What a pass and catch there. Man, Keelan Williams with some good hands, good coverage, but a great job on the reception and the pass.
That was a bullet.
Yeah.
That's perfect timing route. Again, we were talking about Bloom-Carroll, how they do so well on the timing route. That was a textbook job of just the same thing there, guys, by Heath there. So great job. Great play calling here. My neighbor, actually, the offensive coordinator, Brian Householder, doing a nice job on this drive.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Bayless going to keep it himself and get up near the 25-yard line.
We've seen 2 really good sophomore quarterbacks here in the last 2 weeks. We saw Isley from Hannibal River. He was really good.
Yeah, he was.
And this young man right here is a very good player.
Hey, Marion, we were talking at halftime. First half we talked about the Dolphins and Ravens game last night. And you were telling us about an old teammate of yours that had something to do with that game, right?
Yes, actually, my old teammate Josh Boyer, 95 graduate of Heath High School, has done a fantastic job continuing to, as we watch Keelan Williams scramble around here, continues to make his way up the ranks in the NFL coaching tree. Spent several years with the New England Patriots, actually, on the Belichick staff. Made his way to a couple Super Bowls, actually 3 Super Bowls, and won a couple of them as well on Belichick's staff, and is now the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. And they had a spectacular effort last night. Got a lot of buzz on Twitter, again, shutting down Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. And just very proud of him and the job that he's doing representing Heath High School.
Yeah, awesome. That's good stuff. Bayless gives it to Corbett, and here's Corbett inside the 10 and into the end zone for a touchdown for Heath.
Wow. Nice drive.
Yeah, really nice drive. The freshman Connor Corbett scores the first touchdown of the game for Heath.
Just really efficient, timing was good on the plays, Jared, and just really executed things extremely well.
And on the extra point attempt, the snap is high. So Barcelona not even going to get a chance to attempt it. And so no good on the PAT. And so with 4:30 left to play in regulation, the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs lead at 35-6 over the Heath Bulldogs.
Yeah, watch this run right here. Feels it out, eludes 2-3 players, and turned it on.
Yeah, great job by the freshman running back, Connor Corbett.
He's had a good ball game tonight.
He has. Definitely has.
Yeah, guys, and this Heath underclassmen, the freshmen and the sophomores, have several talented players in it. I mean, the future is very bright for this Heath Bulldog program. Not very good showing tonight, obviously, going up against kind of the steamroller that Bloom-Carroll has been this season. But a lot to look forward to. Again, Bayless, only a sophomore. We talked about Corbett, several other players. Some players up front that we actually didn't mention, but very strong as well. I think they're going to have some very good seasons in the next season or two.
Yeah, and can't say enough about the effort that these Heath Bulldogs have put out tonight. A no-quit attitude, you know, and this is a team playing without their leading rusher, their leading receiver. Playing shorthanded, but they're doing a nice job and battling to the end. That was interesting.
It's kind of like shooting at the wrong basket.
Both teams did it. Both teams lined up on the wrong side of the field for this kickoff.
I once had, and this was at college level, we once had a teammate who went the wrong way, and to top it off, one of the other players on the other team fouled him.
Oh, no. So where did he shoot the free throws? Onside kick, look at this.
Yeah.
Wow, that's perfectly drawn up and executed. I mean, just kicked it straight down the middle of the field. And who was it? Was it 4?
No, 7.
That's Corbett.
How about that?
Just sprinted straight ahead.
Yeah.
Watch this.
They kick it to what you would call a dead spot.
Great kick by Barcelona.
Yeah. And, guys, if you know anything about Coach Tim Ward, that is textbook right there. That is the kind of thing that he would do. You know, he's not going to give up. He's going to, and I say that in all seriousness, he's going to keep playing till the final whistle. Onside kicks, he's going to keep it coming.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I think, and I had a chance to talk to him. Like I told you, I was ready to play tonight. Unfortunately, people don't have strength or speed. They're not really looking for out here.
Right.
But no, you don't win 10 games in a football season if you don't do things like play hard all the time.
Yeah.
You play the full game. I mean, just a great reflection of their program.
Yep. Coach Ward also spoke very highly of Marion, too.
He did. He was just excited to hear about it, and said that just a lot of positive things that we all know already. But it was just kind of ironic when I mentioned that Marion would be on the sideline. He was wondering if he could find a uniform big enough for him.
Of course, Coach Ward in his 5th season, but as a Heath graduate, played football at Wittenberg.
Yeah, and he came back. He's been at Heath his whole time, either a coordinator spot or coaching positions, and now he's got his hands in, and really impressive what we've seen here the last couple of years with this football program.
3rd and 10 coming up for the Bulldogs of Heath. 4:18 to play in the ball game. 35-6 Bloom-Carroll on top of Heath. Stay tuned. Coming up at the end of the ball game, we will have comments from Coach Wade Bartholomew, or Marion Royster will have him after the team shake hand. There's a nice pass across the middle, but through the hands of Keelan Williams. So 4th down and 10 here for Coach Ward's Bulldogs.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Heath empty out the playbook on this one as well, guys. We already saw a flea flicker, Could see anything here.
Yeah. Empty backfield. Bayless heaves one down the far sideline. There's nobody there. He throws it out of bounds, and It'll be a turnover on downs, back to Bloom-Carroll with 4:07 left to play in the ball game. Let's get to our players of the game. I didn't even give you time to think, did I, Shu? You've got about 30 seconds.
Well,
keep him on his toes.
Yeah.
Tonight's Bloom-Carroll player. So let's go with Heath first. Let's go with Heath. Our Heath player of the game is brought to you by Park National Bank. Park National Bank is a family of community banking teams delivering an exceptional breadth and depth of resources to individuals and businesses, providing a hands-on, personalized approach to service and strong local leadership that invests deeply in the places we live and work. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I think they've had 3 players really stand out, Jared. But right here, I just think that Caden Green has just been all over the field on both sides of the football, and really defensively just stands out. His effort is just tremendous.
So congratulations, number 18, Caden Green from Heath, is our Heath player of the game. He's had a great game, both offensively and defensively.
Well,
There's
Connor Corbett has
Caden.
too. I recognize Connor and Bayless. I mean, these are underclassmen here.
They are, all of them, yep.
So they've got a lot to look forward to.
There's a nice run up the middle, getting across the 50 and up to the 45-yard line. That's number 44 for Bloom-Carroll, and that would be Luke Roberts.
Yeah, he's like the third back in their 2-back system, unfortunately. But he's had a nice year coming in off of the bench and helping out.
Let's get to our Bloom-Carroll player of the game, brought to you by the Edwards Insurance Agency, specializing in providing personalized insurance coverage that meets the needs of our individual clients. Contact Todd or Dale Edwards today. Good luck with this one. They've got a whole bunch of guys that have had big games.
Yeah, I'll say something here after this play.
New quarterback into the ball game also for Bloom-Carroll. That's number 10.
You know, when you look at things, I mean, the defense as a unit is outstanding. We could name the defensive unit as, the play of the game and player of the game, but players of the game. But I really think the guy that's made the difference for them, I know KJ is so good, but Dylan Armentrout for me, Jared, he has carried the ball. When they turned it into a run-only drive there in the second quarter, he's very impressive.
I agree.
Okay.
So congratulations, number 15, Dylan Armentrout, the player of the game for Bloom-Carroll. Mentioned new quarterback into the ball game for Bloom-Carroll. That's number 10, Ethan Thanthanavong. It's a tough one to say. Thanthanavong. That quarterback there, you see Armentrout there with his helmet off, number 15. He's had a great game.
Sure has.
Kudos to you, Jared. You did a little better job with his name than Josh and I did earlier in the season. It took us about 3 or 4 plays to get it down.
I was reading it the whole time Shu was talking about the player of the game. I was preparing.
Again, Armentrout's only a sophomore also.
Wow.
I mean, both these teams have, I know Carroll has some seniors and get a lot of leadership from all that. And we're talking about Brandon Totten as being the glue of the defense and all those things, but they have some young players coming back also.
Yeah. Here's Thanthanavong rolling to pass. Going to tuck it in, get it up across the 40. Good little run there by Ethan, the freshman quarterback, 5'11", 200 pounds.
I think I'd just call him Ethan. Ethan T. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Clock rolls down inside of a minute to play in this ball game. Bloom-Carroll going to move on to the regional final coming up next week against St. Clairsville, with the winner of that one making a trip to the state finals.
Well, Carroll only had 1 penalty this half, 1 procedure, illegal procedure. So they got that cleaned
Definitely
up at
cleaned
halftime.
that up,
yeah. And on Heath's part, they only had 3 penalties.
Thanthanavong this time going to be sacked in the backfield on 4th down, so it'll be a turnover on downs. Heath will have it for one more opportunity with 24 seconds to play in the game. There's not much you could do there. Big 34 comes in there and puts a big hit, a high hit on the quarterback. That's Gavin Postlethwaite.
He's had a great year, but I tell you, the Bloom-Carroll really took him out of the game tonight.
Here's Corbett trying to get to the outside. Good run there by Connor Corbett.
Connor Corbett on the carry.
You just can't coach speed.
No.
You know, if it's something you have, it's a great tool.
So clock rolls down to 10 seconds. Should be the last play of the game right here. And it will be a run to Corbett. And that will do it. Bloom-Carroll victorious in this regional semifinal matchup, 35-6 over the Heath Bulldogs. In a game that really, you know, once Heath turned it over in that first series, it was all Bloom-Carroll from there on out.
Well, and what you see from Carroll is a process that's taken place, and the thing that's noticeable, Jared, over the years is they are so confident right now. Even if some things go bad, they are just so confident that they know if they stick to what they've practiced and what they do, they're going to be successful.
And you know what I like as well? I mean, they just won a regional semifinal game. You don't see a bunch of jumping up and down, hot dogging it, celebrating. It's like it's business time.
Well, they'll do that in the locker room a little bit.
But they're not showing it on the field.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, we expect to do this. We're going to shake hands. We'll celebrate in our own time, but let's get back to work. We got business to do next week.
Well, you got to remember they made the state semis last year, so their goal is to go even one step higher or more.
So they've got one game to go to get to that state semifinal. That game coming up next week against St. Clairsville at a site yet to be determined, possibly Zanesville. That will be for the regional championship and a chance to head to the state semifinals.
Well, and as you know, every time you step up a level, the competition gets that much better.
Yeah, it does. So Bloom-Carroll wins it tonight by a final score of 35-6, and Marion Royster is standing by down on the near side with Coach Wade Bartholomew. Let's send it down to Marion.
Here with Coach Wade Bartholomew again. Coach, just another week, another dominant defensive performance again by you guys. This time against a Heath team coming in averaging 35 points a game. What were you guys able to do to exploit some of the things that you're able to dominate on defense?
Yeah, I think we got pressure on the quarterback. I mean, he's a young kid, very talented, has some really good receivers, but when he's running around, it's hard to throw the ball off balance. So I thought our defensive line and linebackers did a really good job of making him make throws not in the pocket.
Yeah, you guys have been so balanced on offense all year. This week coming in, KJ Benedict wins Offensive Player of the Year for the district. Outstanding numbers that he's put up. But lo and behold, you come in here and kind of run the ball down the throat. Great rushing performance. Was that something you thought you could exploit tonight?
Yeah, we thought so. We knew that they had a couple skilled kids playing defensive front line, so we want to test their physicality. We knew they were big in the middle, but we thought we could seal those guys off and make the skilled kids make some plays. And we're a pretty physical football team, so we felt like we could handle that.
Yeah, definitely are. And now you're headed, again, moving on in the playoffs, now a regional final, just a couple games away from your goal, state championship. What do you take from this game on for the rest of the playoffs?
We were sloppy early. I think we got to find a way to come out. We're not going to be able to beat teams by having multiple penalties early, take that first drive and go backwards. So I think we just got to clean some things up and get ready to play.
Yeah. All right. Good luck the rest of the way, Coach. Great job. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Marion, and thank you to Coach Wade Bartholomew. Victorious again tonight. They move to 13-0 on the season with tonight's 35-6 victory over Heath. Tim, final thoughts?
Like you said early in the game, I think Heath or Carroll, as Coach Ward said, they're just so consistent.
Yeah.
They just did their thing. They do it really well. And the next thing you know, you look up and you're down 21-0. They're just so good. And congrats to Coach Ward and his team at Heath. Outstanding performance. A lot of good players coming back next year for him, and I'm sure we possibly could see him again.
Yeah. Marion, great job again tonight. I know it had to have been fun for you to at least see your old brown and orange in action.
Yeah, it really was. It was great to be out here. Great night for it. And again, nice performance by the Bulldogs. But again, Bloom-Carroll, such a fun team to watch. I say this every time we cover them. Again, they're just so well coached. They do so many things well. Good on the offensive side of the ball, good on the defensive side of the ball. Just fun to watch. Great night for football. Congratulations to the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs who won tonight.
Thanks to our Interface Video Productions crew tonight. Bob Capetti, our producer-director. Josh Messerly down on the truck. Donnie Ziegfeld also in the production truck. Our camera guys tonight, Tom Russo, Jason Roush, and Jim Spires. Once again, your final score, 35-6. Bloom-Carroll heading on to the regional championship next week. For Marion Royster and Tim Shoemaker, I'm Jared Stewart. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great night, everybody.
MVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Park National Bank, Dagger Law, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, Standing Stone Bank, Fairfield DD, North Body Shop, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Buckeye Toyota, the Carriage Company, Huddle Tire and Auto, the Fairfield County Commissioner's Office, South Central Power, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina.